Random. Every now and again, you need things to be a little bit random. Penguin, duck, banana, giraffe. Alright lads and lasses, welcome along. Random. Times are that you're going to need to be able to generate random samples of data, aren't you? You know, we've got something that's going to go live. We've got no real data as yet. We know roughly the shape the data should be, but we don't have it. So what you'll do is you'll often want to create random data for your fact tables, and it'll be your fact tables primarily. So your fact tables be what you want. Okay, those are then going to lead to you saying we can now test and build our report content based on what we expect the data to be. Until you start to get the data in though, you won't be able to be 100% sure and sign off on that report content, and that's all fine. So how do you go about creating random fact table data and then using it? Let's cut an hour into Power BI desktop and have a look and see where we got up to. Alright, so here we are. This is a set of data that I've built just for this week. So I didn't want to spend too much time on it. Sorry. Okay. All it's doing is it's created 100,000 rows of data, and we can see here, and assigned some dates to it and sales amounts. Now special to it. If we look at the data here, we can see in the sales table, it's 4 columns. Easy enough to do, isn't it? So if we go over and we have a look and we transform the data, let's recreate this, okay? So it's the sales table that we're interested in. Obviously calendar, that's come from our data core. So we've just connected to the data flow that comes from. So we can see, connected to the data flow, we can navigate down and we'll find the one we want, okay? And I've just filtered it just to be this year. Year drift equals 0 is this year. So we'll ignore that one. DAX is obviously, that's just our measures table, really. And what we're left with is this sales table, which is what we want to generate, and a parameter. Okay, so we're going to use the parameter again. Now the sales table, what it starts as is a list. So if we go from home, let's create a new blank query. Okay, then we can go into the advanced editor. So what we want to create is delete the quotes. You want a list, which is with these brackets. Let me zoom in on this. Okay, and that's going to go from 0 or 1 dot to, and in this case we're going to put in our parameter, which is rows. Okay, and we just click done. And you can suddenly see I've now got a list of numbers that's going to go from 1 all the way through to 100,000 in this case. Fantastic. Excellent. Okay. Change that to 0, for example. Okay. Doesn't really matter. The main reason for this is to do with an issue that you get with random generator within Power BI. Okay. The next thing you need is to have a function. So I started with a row of data in here, and you just start here. So initially we've got a source, and I'm telling you in this source, let's just create a random date. So it's going to be a random number, and then that number is converted into a date. So it's going to create that as a single value for it, and that could be, you can start anywhere in your table with that, whatever's easiest. You might even just want to have a number to start with. Okay, for here though, I've just gone with the date as the easiest, and you can see we're picking dates from the 1st of January 2021 to the 30th of April 2021. Lots of things, lots of ways you can do this. Once you've got that value, convert it to a table, and then I've set it to a date. I've then started adding custom information in here. So I've put in a custom column to put in a sales price. And then I've put in the lookup, which is a number between 1 and 5. Again, depending on your lookup IDs that you've got, you could build many of these. And then lastly, I've put in a conditional column. just really to show you the sort of thing you can do. You might not need to do this. Hey, there's lots. Depending on what it is you want to do, you can build this up. The main thing is you need to get one row, however wide it's going to be. Right? For us, in reality, we wouldn't just do fact tables. We'd probably just need the 3 columns, because this would obviously be a dimension separately, and you would carry on and you build as many as you needed. So now I've got that, and I come back to my query 1. All I need to do is convert this into a table, like so, right? And then we can say what I need now is to have a custom function. So let's go add a column. We're going to invoke a custom function. It's going to be this random from row, and I've set this up where it's got a parameter. Okay. If you look at what the function does, it doesn't use the parameter for anything, but if you don't have a parameter, it will just use the same randomly generated row for everything. So you'll get one randomly generated row, yay, repeated. Okay. This way, by feeding it in that, it will regenerate the random. So we can go in, invoke the custom function, random row, use the column ID. That's it. And this is going to create my 10,000 rows of data. And we could turn around and say, well, I just want these 3 columns, for example. Or we could turn around and say, we just want these 3. Again, you need to convert the dates, the data types again, and then remove the ones you didn't need. Well, remove that one. And I've now got my new random table. And when I close and apply it, you'll see it'll go away and it'll generate 100,000 rows of data against that. So home, close and apply. So there we go. So you can see we've got 100,000 rows generated. It's built that table up. Got query 1. We now can carry on to my heart's content. As far as this is concerned, if I need new data, I just hit refresh all and it will rebuild all the data set. Or I can choose to go to manage, edit my parameters, and I can then change the value that goes in there. Okay, it's not rocket science what goes in here, but it does work very well, and it will allow you to build up that fact table data that you can then validate and test how your your dimensions are going to work with it. So what do you reckon then? Random and being able to use it to help establish report packs before you've got that whole fact table infrastructure in place. It is an incredibly useful method to use, and being able to do it and test it at scale goes a long way. It's not the quickest, right? Power BI isn't designed to do this kind of thing. Right? It works, you can do it, but it's not built for doing that. You can do lots of other ways of generating your data, but I do find this is effective. What I wanted to say was next week, don't forget, we are not doing weekend work anymore. We're switching back to something for the weekend. So we'll be doing proper data set builds where we start from scratch and then we will build up through the whole modeling process and actually end up with some nice nice Power BI report content. So you'll be able to see what can you do with Power BI and how can I really start to deliver and serve value into my business. If you know any data sets, put it in the comments down below. Don't forget, head on out to geordieintelligence.co.uk, become a member and enroll on some courses. And of course, like and subscribe down below. I hope you're going to keep joining us on the Tuesdays for Talking's Tuesday, where we're talking about data culture and how that really enables your business to reach that next level. For now though, stay safe, take care and have a great weekend. Ta-da.